You're listening to KRUU-FM 100.1, your LP station and the voice of Fairfield, Iowa. This is Andy Bargerstock, the host of Fringe Toast Music. And with me online today are Kate Shorr and Tim Burlingame, who make up the singer-songwriter duo from L.A., Sweet Talk Radio. They're going to be playing at Cafe Paradiso this Thursday, December 1st, 2011. And today we want to get acquainted with Kate and Tim and find out more about their music. Guys, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Andy?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having us.
I've been waiting for you to come back again, and thank you on behalf of so many people that you're going to be coming here.
Oh, thank you. That's super sweet.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear. I know for us, it just was a real highlight to our tour when we came through last time, and we had never played Fairfield at Cafe Paradiso before, and I know as soon as we were done and got off the stage, we were just, our first thought to ourselves was just, when can we come back?
Yeah, that's great. I'm kind of curious, is there any special story about how you got connected the first time? Fairfield is not on the mainstream of anybody's map or schedule, and so it's kind of curious to know when somebody comes through, like Ellis has been here about 4 or 5 times. How is it that you got on the calendar at Cafe Paradiso?
Well, I think it was through another singer-songwriter named Mary McAdams.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we were trying to tour through that way, I think connecting up through Chicago and things like that. So we were doing a tour out there. And
okay, so tell me a little bit about you guys as a duo. My Hallelujah came out in 2009, and as far as I can see, that was your first CD together. Tell me a little bit about your musical backgrounds leading up to that, and why you decided to begin to collaborate.
Well, the why, it's funny, we met as separate singer-songwriters, and we actually met at open mic in Los Angeles, and we just really became instant fans of each other's music. So our relationship together, first and foremost, was a musical one, and from there it blossomed into other things. It took us a little while to get to a point where we were working together. I think both out of respect for what each other was doing, and also when you are in a relationship with another person, you have a certain amount of respect, and you don't want to. I guess we were afraid of it for a little while because we didn't want to step on each other's toes, and so it just happened very organically. I mean, that from the very opening moments of knowing each other, we started sort of collaborating as far as singing and playing together. But it wasn't for a while till we started writing together and just really started loving what we were able to do collectively.
yeah, and I think before we released My Hallelujah, those songs were predominantly songs that were kind of leaning towards me, and we thought, well, I think something about the duo thing was scary, but it was also really exciting, sort of trying to imagine creating something, that was maybe a little bit bigger than you by yourself. And we'd always get asked, I'd sing on Tim's shows and Tim would sing on my shows, but we'd always get asked, hey, is there a CD that includes, the two of you together? And if I buy this CD, is he on it? If I buy this CD, is she on it? And it got kind of confusing. So I think the universe was pointing us in that direction anyway.
Well, that's great. When you were here last year, one of the songs that just reached out and grabbed me was the ballad of Hank Williams. And I really liked the vocal performance and how Tim handled the guitar, down-tempo and kind of soft and loopy Bo Ramsey type of guitar in the background. And I've always wished I could have that recording. I went on iTunes from your My Hallelujah CD. I picked up the studio version, and it's with a lead banjo instead of a guitar. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Yep. And it took me a while to get used to that, but I love it, and I would not do without it. I'm kind of curious, what was the inspiration for that song?
That song is really as simple as we were watching a PBS special on, I think it was an American Masters on the story of Hank Williams and his life. We just got so sucked into it and inspired by it, and just started this idea. The idea started rolling that night, I think, and it all came together pretty quickly. The thing was I think the biggest thing that came away with him watching it was just how much pain he was in his life in general, which I didn't know. And so just the struggle that he was under, and then to die in the back of a Cadillac on the way to a gig is just doesn't get any more legendary than that. So we, I don't know, the song just kind of came together, and then we just, from the start, we're trying to, I love the start, we were just trying to like nail the vibe that we were inspired by watching the show.
Well, let's let the audience get a sample of what Sweet Talk Radio sounds like with the Ballad of Hank Williams.
Speak the gospel when I tell you this truth, that if Jesus wore my shoes, he'd reach for the bottle too. Hey, long is the night, proud is the curtain call. In the brightest light, dark are the shadows that fall. And that Lord's been knocking, he's come to grant me my wish. There are things worse than dying when you've been living like this. Hey, long is the night, proud is the curtain call. In the brightest light, dark are the shadows that fall. There's a song in everyone. My mama told me when I was young. Why was mine so short? Hell, mama, where are you now? You know. When that sun takes its bow, oh Lord, lay my head down in the back seat of a caddy with those wheels still spinning round, with those wheels still spinning round, round and round.
So you've been listening to The Ballad of Hank Williams by Sweet Talk Radio. I have Kate Shorr and Tim Burlingame here in the studio at KRUU-FM, and we are welcoming them to a return trip to Cafe Paradiso on Thursday, December 1st. You guys are working on a new CD, is that right? When is that coming out?
Yep, we are working on a new record. We are so excited about it, and we are aiming to get it out to everyone first quarter of next year. So it's definitely on its way soon.
I've seen singles that have been released on iTunes and on your website as well, and among those that I guess are lining up to be on the new CD is Fly Away and Broken Things. And I noticed just recently I got the free download of Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? Isn't that the Carole King song from early 60s?
Yes.
Sure is.
Now, what inspired you to cover that one?
It's funny to try and nail down the things that inspire us.
We're huge Carole King fans. That helps.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few different songs that we cover these days when we play. We'll be playing some other covers too, just some of our favorite songs. She's a huge inspiration. I mean, Tapestry is just a huge inspiration for us. I don't know. We had been noodling around with it, and then we thought, you know what, let's just record it. And then we thought, hey, let's give it away. So it just kind of worked out, and then a TV show was lucky enough to use it on a program too. So it's just
they weren't lucky. We were lucky.
We were lucky to have them in it.
Yeah, let's talk about your music compositions that you've done. You've done commercials and TV and films. Is that right?
Yeah, we have done a little of all of those worlds.
Yeah, I think we try and just stay as creative as possible. So I've done some commercial work. Tim's scored a full-length feature film, and we, I think as creative people, we just try and stretch what we're able to do as much as we can.
Okay, I'm kind of curious, Tim, what was the film that you did the score for?
The film was called You, produced, directed by Melora Hardin, she's been on The Office and a few other things, and her husband wrote it. It was a feature-length film. It is still, I think you can get it on iTunes and Amazon and stuff. So yeah. Yeah,
really sweet, well-done film, and Tim did the music for it, and actually My Hallelujah begins the film. It's actually an earlier version of the song that we recorded prior to releasing it the way that we have. But that song actually starts the film.
Well, I can guarantee you I'll be researching that later today. So tell me about the song Where Were You? Where did that one come from? I especially find that to be a charming piece, and my wife and I were listening to it this morning. And tell me, where does that song come from? Is that biographical in some sense?
Yeah, it is absolutely autobiographical, and I think sometimes for me, I think it's a lot of us we get lost a little in the world. We want to find our better selves, and I think that song is really about calling out to our better selves and wondering why they're not showing up when we need them most. And started that one on my own, and Tim really, I think, found the thing. I always sort of have this thing, what's the thing about the song? What's going to make it pop? What's going to make it resonate and work? And so Tim came in and kind of both then started working on it together. But that's where it came from, just trying to figure that out.
Well, let's hear it then. Where were you?
I am throwing punches in the air. I can sweat and curse, but nobody's there. You said you'd find me, no matter how I got lost. Where were you when I needed you most? I am standing at the corner again, watching two roads cross, twist and bend. You stood behind me, no matter which way I chose. Where were you when I needed you most? Where were you when I needed you when I needed you most? Where were you when I needed you most?
So you were listening Where Were You by Sweet Talk Radio, who will be performing on Thursday night, December 1st, at Cafe Paradiso in Fairfield, Iowa. This is Andy Bargerstock, the host of Fringe Toast, and you are listening to KRUU LP 100.1 FM, the voice of Fairfield and beyond. So Kate and Tim, tell us what the future brings for you as a final comment. Where are you going from here? Your second CD is about to come out first quarter. You have My Hallelujah that was put out in 2009. What do you see as future directions for your collaboration?
We're just at the current moment, we're just so excited to get this next record under our belt, and then to get out there on the road some more and introduce everybody to that record.
Yeah.
We've just been writing a lot. We have
bringing lots of new songs to Fairfield.
Yeah. And it for us, it's like we're constantly in that phase and stage of writing, and so even as this one is getting wrapped up, we have so many ideas for the next one. So I love that sort of creative energy, and it's what we feed off of, and so we're just moving forward with that, and can't wait to get out there and have more things to share.
You guys are really in a groove as far as I'm concerned. I don't claim to be a musician, but I claim to have an ear for music, and the package that you guys are putting together with your compositions and with your performance is just outstanding. I think it's so contemporary. I know there are good things ahead for us to hear from you, and I thank you so much for taking the time to be here today, and I look forward to shaking your hands and welcoming you to Cafe Paradiso Thursday night, December 1st at 8 p.m.
Thank you so much, Andy. We cannot wait. We're looking forward to seeing everybody again, and thanks so much for having us on KRUU.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. We'll see you Thursday.
Okay.
Will